You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show.
Champagne showers. Hello, everybody. Bings for doing, and we're here doing another after show for E's Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Season 8, Episode 6, Some Moms Just Want to Have Fun. I'm Jason Ikeler, and joining me, as always,
is Danica Kennedy.
Keaton is out tonight. She'll be joining us back here next week, but we got to talk about piss.
Time to talk about pee.
It's a piss party up in here.
It's okay to go, go, go. How did it go?
I think that's it. This is a urination nation.
Yes. And
okay.
We have to talk all about Kris's peeing history on the Kardashians.
Because Kris gets pee fright because she walks into the bathroom and she hears somebody peeing very loudly, and she's like, "Oh,
For
I'm listening
3
to them
minutes,
pee.
she said.
I wonder if people listen to me pee," which is scary because when you're a boy, you have to stand up when you pee if you're not aware, and I can't pee if somebody's standing next to me. I get pee fright too. Yeah, I can't. It just doesn't come out.
So you have the same
Yeah, I have
problem
pee
as
fright.
Kris.
Yeah, I have to talk myself through it.
Well, could you imagine if you're a celebrity too? Then people are always following you, and I bet people do follow her into the bathroom and listen to her pee.
I think this
creepers
happened
out there.
on the Newlyweds back in the day, and somebody followed Nick Lachey into the bathroom and then asked him for a picture.
That's
he's
awkward.
He's probably looking at my
Wants to see how
penis.
big is.
I was trying to think of an appropriate word, but I couldn't, so I just said it.
It works.
Yeah, but that is kind of scary because there's no privacy anymore too. So I feel like that's something people would do.
Yeah, and I don't know. She's had some peeing things in the past on the Kardashians. I remember a few years ago, there was some episode, I'm trying to remember, it was one of the earlier seasons, where Kris kept peeing her pants from laughing, or I don't know if it was the hiccups, something she was doing. I think it was laughing, but she kept peeing herself. And the girls all bought her Depends, and she was like, "Oh, I can get an endorsement deal, hopefully. I'll call them up."
That's exactly how she thinks, too. Something's going wrong. How can we make money off of this?
They endorse everything else.
I know.
Why not? Could you imagine, though, if you're, walking around the grocery store and you saw some, old lady Depend diapers, and it's, Kris Jenner on the front, looking all hot with her red lipstick.
I'd kind of love that. I'd buy them if I ever needed them.
Cougar diapers.
Cougar diapers.
Could make a line.
I think there's something there.
And they can make them cute too, with skulls and stuff. I know later in the episode
Oh
they're talking
yeah,
about baby
the diapers. Yeah, that'd be.
Connections.
We got Kardashians. We've got some ideas for you.
We've got ways for you to make even more money now.
So Kris is scared to pee, so she asked Kendall and Kylie to go in the bathroom and make sure nobody's in there so she can pee. And they end up videotaping her peeing.
So funny.
And she's hunched over. And I would be so pissed if somebody videotaped me while I was peeing, and then they put it on their blog.
Which is really mean.
I know.
But really funny. Do you think that's staged? Do you think they actually did that without her permission?
I don't know, because it's from their cell phone.
That's true.
So I think maybe a producer was to Kendall and Kylie, you should go videotape your mom peeing.
Probably.
But I can't imagine her saying yeah, camera crew, watch me do this.
She was pissed off.
But I guess she did pee by the side.
Off.
Yeah, pissed off. I guess she did pee by the side of the house too. when she really had to go?
Well, that's because they were like torturing her though. They wanted her to get past her fear, so they were like,
Oh yeah, they drove her by the car wash.
Yeah, they drove her by running water, and then they wouldn't open the garage door, so she like ran into the backyard and had to pee. And then Bruce comes around the corner and is like, what is going on? I'm so confused. It's his cameo for the episode.
I wonder what he thinks about her, because she's absurd. But I love when she finds out that they put the video on their blog, and she's like, I'm really pissed. And kind of like, exactly. This is helping. We're helping you to overcome your fear.
Oh, yeah. I wrote down a quote from Kylie. She was like, Mom, this is... she came upstairs and she's about to rip their heads off because she was so mad at them. And then she's just like, this is what I do. I'm being human and I urinate too. This is what you need to tell the world, Mom. And we're helping you do it. So let's go to a public restroom and you're going to pee in silence and just get over it.
It's so funny because, I don't know. I feel you, Kris. I really get pee fright.
Family problems.
Yeah. So then they bring in their friend Pia and they make a pee song.
And her name is Pia. How punny
so kind of
is that?
funny. And I'm trying to remember how the song goes.
It was
something about urination nation.
It was catchy.
Yeah.
I kind of want to download it.
They should put that on iTunes.
We can play it at the beginning of all of our shows. The pee song.
It's our new jam. But now Kris can listen to it while she's peeing.
Yes, that's true. And it made her less mad, too, because she was like, oh, they care about me. They're just having fun. They're kids, and it's from a loving
Well,
place.
and you can't really blame them. Like, you've raised them on reality television, so sorry if they want to film everything and put it online.
I know,
It's
social
your fault.
media is their thing.
Not their problem. So, speaking of online, there's this thing called the internet. And you guys can go to it and type in serialbuddies.com, and there are links to download Serial Buddies on iTunes. Serial Buddies was made by everybody here at AfterBuzz, and it's got tons of great celebrities in it. Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls, Kathy Lee Gifford, Maria Menounos, Artie Lang. And it's a Serial Buddy kind of like indie comedy, and it's really funny. But it's like $4 or $5, and all the money from that goes back into AfterBuzz so we can keep putting on these podcasts for you for free. So check that out, serialbuddies.com.
Do it.
Do it now.
Support us.
So speaking of support, Kim is pregnant. Kourtney has babies. I don't know why this is speaking of support. I just wanted a good transition. It's not happening. And so they're going baby shopping, and Khloe's there, and they're kind of leaving Khloe out, which is also kind of a touchy subject because Khloe can't get pregnant and she wants babies so bad. So
It's
I thought
really
I thought it
sad.
was just kind of mean.
I thought so, too. I felt like there's no way they would blatantly ignore her that much, and they must have edited it down. But it's kind of funny, too, because they're just, like, looking at all the clothes, and she's like, this one's cute, and, like, no one's looking at her.
Uh-huh.
Poor Khloe.
And with the black sheep, and then she picks up a little black sheep.
I know.
It's so funny.
So funny.
But it's kind of interesting, too, though, because Khloe and Kourtney always leave Kim out. But now Kourtney and Kim have babies in common, so Khloe's getting left out.
So Kourtney's always the one that gets
She's-
to have
yeah.
friends.
Lucky.
But I'm glad that they let Khloe out, because then she had to hang out with her mom, which
Yeah.
is when the craziness
That
started
was so
and the best
intense.
part of the episode.
Yeah, because they were supposed to go to dinner, and then, we got to talk about the Hermes burp cloth.
Oh my gosh.
Kim has an Hermes burp cloth. How
I
much do you think
think-
that costs?
Free for them, because I think that
Oh, yeah.
companies probably just send them free stuff all the time with such a big celebrity baby like
That's true.
Northwest, which I was thinking, by the way, I really wish they named it Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
Wild West is what I like.
You know what?
But I'm not
Perez
the
Hilton
mom.
said, why didn't they spell North like K-N-O-R-T-H?
North.
Like with the silent K, because then at least the baby would have a K name.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they
Just
wanted
a
to break
thought.
the trend.
I know. Craziness. So
Why?
Khloe goes to Kris and is like, hey, they're leaving me out. And Kris is like, I'll be your best friend. And
Which is amazing.
amazingness ensues. They go, okay, what's the Mexican restaurant that they went to?
Oh, I want to go there. It's right by here. It's like one of the best Mexican places. When I saw the sign, what is it called?
I don't remember, but it looked really good. But
Do you know what
they
that
get-
Mexican place is? It's like on Ventura or something.
It's a Mexican restaurant.
Awesome.
But Kris gets like white girl wasted. No, like tan girl wasted.
And they take a limo there, so they don't need a DD.
No.
They're just getting drunk. The goose is loose tonight.
I kind of love seeing Kris let go like this. And because remember back in even Khloe too, because back in the first seasons of the Kardashians, before Khloe got her DUI, she used to go out and be crazy all the time.
I love when they were trying to plan what they should do. They were like drinking at the bar, wearing the sombreros. And then Kris is like, we need to do something crazy. We need to do something fun. What did you used to do in high school? And then Khloe goes, I snuck out and slept with older men. And then she just has no reaction. She's like, well, we're not going to do that tonight. Do that. And then they were talking about how they were mad, or Khloe was mad at Kim for leaving her out of the whole baby stuff. So time to seek revenge.
So they TP. So first they
go to CVS or something.
I kind of love all these like things on like the flip cams or whatever that they film, because it makes you think it's more real, because I think they're probably at like a Rite Aid's or a Walgreens, and they won't give you a filming permit. Yeah, they won't give you a filming permit, so they take it in. And Kris is like ripping into toothbrushes and opening things. It's like you're drunk when you're like 18.
Yeah, she took out some like Dora Explorer toothbrush and she opens it in the aisle and just starts brushing her teeth. And she's like opening shaving cream and stuff, and the guy at the store thinks she's crazy, but I mean, if you're Kris Jenner, you're not.
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Like, what are they gonna do? Arrest her for?
She's like, I'll buy your store.
Teeth?
Calm down.
Yeah, it'll be another.
I
Kardashian
hope when I'm her
dream.
age, I still drink like that, because I think that's the American dream.
She was so funny when she was drunk too. So they like go to Kim's house, and she's taking the shaving cream and just like
spraying it everywhere
like a lasso.
And I love how Khloe kind of throws her under the bus too, because she like spray paints Kris Jenner onto the wall, or what's it called? Shaving creams onto the wall. And there's silly string everywhere, and it's so funny.
They were being so loud. Oh, and they were trying to get Kris over that wall when they first started, and they were being so clumsy. They like broke a lamp or something. What was that thing?
I think I wasn't sure if it was like a lamp or a camera.
A camera maybe. And Kim was inside during the whole time and didn't notice at all.
Okay, and I kind of get why Kim was pissed. Mm-hmm. Because she's pregnant, so it's kind of a dick move.
And Kanye was coming
on the way. And I feel like Kanye would not think that was funny.
I feel like they both don't have that good of a
sense of humor. Which is funny because everybody else in the family
is
loves
goofy.
Practical jokes, and like
they prank each other all the time, but she's always the one that gets mad. And then it's same with the rest of the family. Like everyone else will drink too, and she's like, oh, I don't drink, but at the same time she's breaking in the money. She has to wake up early for photo shoots and stuff, so I understand why you wouldn't party that much with that lifestyle.
It was just so funny.
Yeah.
And Kris is in those like tight leather pants and trying to hop over the fence.
And then when they got back in the limo, Kris was being so funny.
Oh yeah, what was
she saying?
Khloe's like, didn't you see that I wrote your name on there? And she's like, yeah, with my cell phone.
And she's like, no, I wrote it on the wall with shaving cream. And she's like, with my cell phone? And she's just drunk,
what?
and she's like laying in her lap.
So then Kim calls them, and Kim is pissed. And Khloe, I think because she's like hurt over the whole thing with them ignoring her, like takes it to heart, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, she didn't mean to be mean. She was just trying to be funny and silly, and it got taken the wrong way. But when they got home, Kris like crawled in on the ground on the marble to this big table
funny.
And just like holds the legs of the table and falls asleep on
and
the
I love Lamar's reaction to it all too, because he's just kind of like, what the hell are you doing?
He's just in the corner, and he's never on the show really anymore, so he's just like, why is your mom here?
Like what would you do if that was your mother-in-law?
I would love it.
I would too. I know. Do we think she slept overnight there under the table?
No. They probably dragged her in the other room onto some carpet at least and threw something on her.
Funny.
A blanket.
So I love the next morning when Khloe goes to Kris's house, and she walks in and she tells Kris, she's like, put on sunglasses and pretend like you have a headache, because Kourtney and Kim are here and they're pissed.
And they're like, oh, that's a good idea.
So funny. And then Kourtney, I don't know why Kourtney was so pissed, because it wasn't her house.
They're just teaming up on each other, I feel like.
I feel like Kourtney, anytime somebody's mad at Kris, Kourtney jumps on board.
Yeah, she's always against her mom.
There's been like times where she won't talk to her for weeks. Which
is sad, because I feel like the reason she's relevant is because Kris has put her out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't really...
She's not as into the endorsing stuff, I feel like, as everyone else.
As the other ones.
But at the same time, she has a family she's focused on right now, and
yeah, because really you only see her like she does the show and she'll like promote the show, but you don't really see her doing other things.
Khloe does,
Yeah.
though, and so does Kim, and of course.
But I wonder too
Kendall
if it's
Kylie.
because like Lamar has his own thing going on, so Khloe has to do something.
Yeah, that's
Scott
true.
doesn't really.
He's not doing that
I know
much.
he doesn't. Not
He's
that
just
I know.
being
of.
Scott
No.
Disick.
Yeah,
The
which
Lord.
is fine. The Lord be with you. So everything works out, and Kourtney and Kim apologize to Khloe for blowing her off, and then Khloe gives Kourtney a bath in the sink. It's all beautiful.
That's pretty much all that happens.
Yeah.
Do with that. Well,
I like when issues get resolved at the end of the episode.
Yes, that's
Feels
true.
good.
But we forgot to talk about Brandon and Leah. I just
Oh yeah, we'll talk
forgot
about them
to
too.
mention.
Let's talk about iTunes first. We want you guys to go onto iTunes, search AfterBuzzTV, and download our Keeping Up with the Kardashians podcast. And we need you to rate and subscribe, and we need you to leave new comments and give us 5 stars, because all the comments and the stars are from the past seasons. and
We're
not with
new
us.
hosts.
We're new hosts, so we need
It's a
new
completely
comments.
different show, so we need some 5 stars,
Yeah.
not 3.5 or whatever it is
Whatever
right
we're
now.
at, because it's not
we need
fair.
to go. We need to boost it up there.
Yeah, please do.
Can we turn off the air? I'm crying. I'm not crying over the episode, guys. I
It's
think
really
it's
emotional.
like the dry air hitting my face right now. It's just Kris got so drunk and I felt so bad for her.
It's all the talking about peeing. You're just leaking everywhere.
I was just sad I didn't get invited, really.
Oh my God, I want to go out with them.
Me too. When they were drinking, I was like, where's my shot? I want a sombrero right now. And to be
Don't you
hanging
hate
out
when
with
you
them.
see them out at places like you know where they're at and you're like, damn it, I could have been there.
That's right by my house.
Yeah, I should have drove. Who knew? We should be on Kardashian patrol at all times.
Is it weird that I want to hang out with Kris more than the ones that are closer to my age?
No, because I feel like Kris is still down to party.
She's the most fun.
Yeah, especially after tonight. She's crazy.
We need to get her in here.
Kris, come on our show.
Come on
So we
our
got to
show.
talk about Brandon and Leah. I like seeing them more because we don't really know a lot about them, and they both got really great personalities. And because Brody is kind of, I don't know, a douche lord right now. I'm not really on Team Brody lately, but Brandon
Me
just
neither.
seems like a really nice guy, and Leah's super sweet. And so they're at Kim's house, and Kim's having them try on their shoes, and they which was just a funny moment. But they play her their song, and it's really good. But Leah at first is saying, I don't want to release our new EP because I'm a perfectionist, which is, I think, something that a lot of musicians say, like,
I
nobody's
understand
ever happy
that.
with the final cut.
But at the same time, if you keep waiting, she's just going to get older and less relevant. It's
Yeah.
like, while the Kardashians are big and you're tied to that, promote yourself on this show. Start, doing the social media
Honestly.
and just come out with hot singles.
They did the theme song for Kourtney and Kim Take Miami. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Leah and Brandon, which was really
And
good.
it was good. I liked it.
But I feel like their album is more like folky, like singer-songwriter stuff.
I
don't you
really
think?
like it.
I do too. I liked what we heard.
It's kind of cool to see that style of music on a show like this, too,
Yeah.
because you would think it would be more Kanye type
Yep.
music. They would be promoting top 50 stuff, and it's a different genre than you'd expect.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to look up their music
I am
and
too, it
check it
works.
out. And I'm sure a lot of people that watch the show are going to because
Which
of
is
that.
probably exactly why they decided to be on the show this season.
And their kind of topic throughout this episode was what it's going to be like changing from being a
Yeah,
normal
well,
person
because when
into
they
a
were at that
celebrity.
Froyo place and the paparazzi was there, and I think obviously they have this like biggest celebrity on the planet in their family. So to see that, which I think with the style of music that they're performing, nobody really gets to that level.
Yeah.
Like they'll get a following to play live shows, but I don't think it's going to be like they can't go
It's
out
not
in
going
public.
to be like Lady Gaga or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. And I thought it was funny too, that moment in the Froyo place where the paparazzi, the reality crew is filming the paparazzi, and the guy's like, you can't film me.
And
Kim's
it's
like, well,
you
you're
film
filming me
every day,
Yeah,
and I'm nice
that's
to you.
fair.
That
And
was
he was,
ridiculous.
he was such a dick about it too. But I thought Kim was like, we can film me and we'll just blur out your face. And then you see his face blurred out on the show.
That's funny. I love that they did that too. But it was an interesting conversation about what it's like to change from being a normal person to a celebrity.
Yeah.
Because like they were talking about, your priorities change, and that's what Leah was afraid of. She was like, I always just want to be with you, and like I don't want to just be this like self-absorbed songwriter.
But I think at
person.
the same time, the Kardashians kind of have, the whole time they've been famous, kept true to who they are. You don't really see it. None of them have really gotten into drugs or like,
and they're a tight family.
They're still a really close family.
And it's crazy because, you know, if you went back like 5 years earlier from now or something, you would guess that the Kardashians, you know, they're sluttier, they'd be crazier and wilder by now. But
they're actually
Amanda
more
Bynes,
wholesome.
you would have thought would have been fine, and like Lindsay Lohan back in the day.
Yeah.
Look at them, they're crazy now.
Well, and I think because they work so hard, they don't have time to do those crazy things that a lot of people get caught up in.
Yeah. I think that when people become famous, it almost affects the people around them more than the person that's actually becoming famous. Because,
and if the whole family's famous, then they're just good.
Then that's different, though. But, like, could you imagine, like, if you got famous or, you know, you get really big, your parents aren't going to treat you the same. They're not going to, like, yell at you like they normally would.
True.
It's like,
like
they
I'm
have
paying
to
your
look
bills,
up
Mom
to
and Dad.
you now. And they almost, like, have to be, like, on eggshells more than, like, bossing you around.
Yeah.
It's like the positions and dynamics change in relationships.
I think
when you
that's
have
why,
more
like, a lot of
power.
the child stars go crazy, too, because they almost become their parents' parent.
You
in a weird
have
way.
so much power, and people will do anything to get part of it. So it's like, are these people becoming friends with me because they like me or because of my fame and my fortune?
Well, and I think maybe that's why the Kardashians have stayed so grounded, because they're all, I mean, obviously Kim's the most famous, but they're all on that level. So that's not really an issue.
Yeah, and they all hang out together and they're all a family. Like, I don't really see them. I mean, I know they have friends besides just their sisters and brothers, but I think if they stay together with people of the same status, it's just easier to hang out with people like that.
Because then you know that, like, nobody's trying to get at you for your fame or your money. Like, it's your sister, you know?
And they always say, you know, it's lonely at the top, but since they're all, you know, getting
it's not that
there
lonely
together,
when you have
it's
17
not,
people in your family up there with you.
It's different when you're getting famous just by yourself.
Yeah. So Ryan Seacrest books Leah and Brandon to play on his website. He does, like, acoustic performances. And Leah's hesitant to get on board with that because, again, she's afraid of the whole fame thing. And then we find out her dad is actually in the Eagles, which I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
So, and her dad seems very grounded and down to earth. So she's got that example in her life too of, because the Kardashians are trying to be famous. It's not like her where she wants to put out this music and do the music thing. It's like a different kind of attention she's trying to get.
Yeah.
And so you would think that since she has this example of her dad, that would help. But I guess she said her parents got divorced when she was a kid.
Yeah.
So maybe that had something to do with it.
But whose parents haven't gotten divorced?
That's
I
true.
feel like.
I know. I think with or without the
but...
fame. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's gonna...
My parents are still married.
Good.
I think they're the only ones.
They're the only ones left.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know. So she decides after talking to Brandon and her dad, like, I am really scared of the success, which I think is kind of nice that she takes her marriage seriously.
But at the same time, that's such a huge opportunity to go on Ryan Seacrest's show and do something. If you want to get paid to make a living off of what you love, and that's making music, then you gotta get going. You gotta just
and she's
do it.
really talented.
Yeah,
they're really good.
I think that they're gonna get big.
I think they will too. Almost like, do you ever listen to the Civil Wars?
I don't know who that is.
They're like a folky. They kind of sound
the
like
same
them.
style.
Yeah. And they're like, they have like a big following, but they're not like huge top 40 stars or anything.
We need to see if we can get them in here. That would be great.
That'd be fun. Oh yeah, how we could have them perform. That's actually a good idea. We'll work on that. So they have their EP release party and David Foster shows up. So that's kind of huge. Which David Foster is kind of working the reality circuit now too, because his wife's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So he's there now. He's on the Kardashians.
Reality TV's taking over.
Over everything.
It's like the only, like, it wasn't that popular 10 years ago or something.
Well, because it's like, I feel like it's like cheap to make and everybody watches, especially something like the Kardashians.
It's so entertaining. Let's talk some shit.
Let's do it.
New catchphrase.
I know.
Hashtag.
Let's get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Kim and Kanye have officially, I read this online, so I don't know how official it is, decided they're close to taking a deal to selling Northwest baby pictures. And allegedly Kris talked them into this by saying, like, it's actually safer for the baby if you leak the first pictures as opposed to paparazzi trying to break in and get the first pictures, which is kind of a good point. And they're in talks for like a $4 million deal.
Wow.
But Kanye and Kim don't want to make money off of their baby, so they're thinking about giving it away to charity.
Wow, that's insane.
It's all very interesting. Because I think because Jay-Z and Beyonce are so close with them, and they didn't do anything like that. Like, I think it was paparazzi who got the first shots of Blue Ivy, right?
I would take the money and
I know.
leak the pic.
Well, Kris
If
will still get her cut.
Yeah, of course. She's like, "Where's my 20%,
know.
momager?"
But I don't know. I wonder. It kind of is interesting because I guess she was telling them like Brad and Angelina to do this with their babies because it's safer.
I think it is safer though because people are crazy.
Yeah.
And they want to see what it looks like so bad that they would break into her house and do something
Yeah.
bad. So it's safer to just take a few pictures, leak them out, and then get back to what they're doing.
Well, and I don't think it's fair for Kanye. Like, if you didn't want to deal with this kind of thing, you shouldn't be into the Kardashian family. You know what I mean? You shouldn't get her pregnant because she's a reality star. So that's how she gets famous, by sharing her life.
Of course, he has to get sucked into this reality world. That's their empire, and he's a part of it now, whether he likes it or not.
I don't know. I think they probably will sell them. That's my guess.
It's gonna be interesting to see how their baby grows up.
Yeah. Oh, also, I went to Beyonce concert on Monday, and all the Kardashians were there.
Jealous.
Not Kim, but Kourtney was there, and Kendall and Kylie. I didn't see them, but my friend did. I wish I would have.
Dang it.
But everybody was at Beyonce. That's all our news
Except
and gossip.
me.
I know.
Tear.
Except for Danica. Let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I think Brandon and Leah are going to get way bigger than they are now, as one thing. I think that the issue with Kim being mad at Khloe for toilet papering, even though it was Kris's fault,
Yeah.
is just going to blow over and not get resolved. It's just going to be like, sister fight,
Yeah.
something like that, and it'll be a new topic
Well,
next
because
week.
they always fight and make up and fight and make up.
And I think that Kim and Kanye will leak the first pictures because they'll want the pictures to be good and they'll want their baby to be safe.
Okay, that's what I was going to predict. I predict that they're going to leak them, but they're going to do it almost like they did on the show where they announced the sex the same day that they announced it to the press. I think they will include like more pictures in the show and that'll coincide releases.
That's a good prediction. I could see them doing that too because they want it to line up with
Yeah.
how it looks like it's actually happening at the same time, even though
So,
it's not.
maybe they'll wait till they show the birth on the show because I'm sure they're going to do that, right?
That's probably what they're going to do because I've noticed that even though they filmed a while back, like tonight's episode was the TPing episode, but earlier today, Khloe Instagrammed a picture of them toilet papering,
Yeah.
even though it was filmed probably months ago. So I think they try to make it look like it's current.
Like happening right now.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Well, that is all we've got for you guys tonight. You can keep talking to us on Twitter if you want. Where can they
Yeah.
find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Danica Kennedy and Instagram and my website, danicakennedy.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Ikeler. And we will be back in here next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.